Hello and welcome to this video with me, Coach Reese. I hope you're all doing really well. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the inside forward. We'll take a look at what it is, how it's used and why it's used. As always, I will leave timestamps and chapters below. Let's get into it. So what is the inside forward? Well, in its most simplest, the inside forward is a wide player who comes in field. So if we think about the traditional wide player who will stay wide and maintain the team's width, an inside forward will move infield and operate within the half spaces. What we tend to see with an inside forward is once they do move infield, they're moving onto their stronger foot. So think about Mo Salah, for example. When he moves in from the right, he's now on his left foot. Well, why might you use an inside forward? Well, inside forwards tend to be good goal scorers. If you think about some of the best inside forwards, we've just mentioned Mo Salah. He tends to be one of Liverpool's main goal outputs. So rather than having a traditional winger who stays wide and tends to put crosses into the box, you would use an inside forward who has a good goal output. So you want them infield in positions where they can shoot. And it's all about trying to maximise the profile of that winger. If the winger's profile better suits one to cross balls in, then you wouldn't use them as an inside forward. Whereas if the profile suits that of a goal scorer, you'd want them infield. So once we have moved our inside forward into the half space, this can really start to increase a team's attacking potential. As we've just mentioned, they might be able to shoot from this position, but also they might be able to put a cross into the box or combine with the striker or other central players to then penetrate that final defensive line and enter the box. When we're thinking about the inside forward, it's really important to think about the fullback who is on that side as well. Once we move our wide player from the wide zone into the half space, we lose all the team's width. And at that point, it can be quite easy for the defensive unit to stay compact and deal with the movement of the inside forward. So this is where the fullback plays a really important role. Now the fullback becomes responsible for maintaining the team's width. And as the fullback does so, it then poses a question to the opposition's defensive players. Another really important thing to consider when thinking about the inside forward is how that player arrives in the half space. So a run from out to in, so from the wide zone into the half space, across the front of the defensive players, so across the front of the opposition's fullback, can be incredibly dangerous. As we've just mentioned, the support from the fullback is really important. So as we make this movement from our inside forward from out to in, at the same time, we need the movement from the fullback from potentially a deeper position beyond the inside forward to pose a question to the defending fullback. Because once we get our inside forward travelling with the ball at speed from out to in, it starts to cause all sorts of problems. It poses a question to the defensive players as to who's dealing with it. It might be a case of we can get that shot away from the half space, or we, as we've mentioned, we might just quickly combine. But again, it is really important that we don't sacrifice the width of the team to maximise the inside forward. So what are the major benefits of using an inside forward? Well, inside forwards tend to be goal scorers, and it's about trying to maximise the profile of the players that you have available and get them in positions where you get the best out of them. If you think about Mo Salah, he's a really good example of an inside forward. Mo Salah has a really good goal output, so you want him in positions where he's going to be able to shoot. And it just makes more sense to use him as an inside forward as opposed to a more traditional winger who's going to go down the wing and put crosses into the box. And thinking about the team's wider profile, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's a really good fullback when it comes to putting crosses into the box. So it makes really good sense to use that pairing, to use Salah as your inside forward to shoot and Trent Alexander-Arnold to be the team's width and potentially put crosses into the box if he goes past Mo Salah or puts a crossing from deeper areas. So that's a look at the inside forward. We've taken a look at what it is, how it can be used, and some of the benefits. As always, I do have a Ko-fi page if you'd like to support me in the channel. Thank you to those that have already done so. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I've been Coach Reese. Have a great day.